order.
Coach, we hear about good recruiters and coaches that are able to do that, and some coaches who can't do it. What in your opinion, makes a good recruiter? We've heard that last year, Pac-12 Recruiter of the Year. What's, in your opinion, the most important thing about being a good recruiter?
The biggest thing is, can you relate? Guys nowadays, back in the day, like I say, it was all about, one thing then and what it is now. But at the same time, these kids change every year. Mm-hmm. These parents change every year, and you have to be able to relate. You got to be quick on your toes, and you got to love this. You got to love this just as much as you do coaching.
It's a grind, right?
Correct. It's almost being available 24/7. It's like you could say, like, I have one son, right? You could say I have one son, but all of a sudden when it comes to recruiting, and if I'm recruiting and the guys already on the team, all of those are my sons too. And you have to look at it that way. And you have to be fair and not treat anyone differently. And I think the things that have helped me the most recruiting are my past players. And once you get guys who I've, been walk-ons with me, or the guys that's been a starter, I'll treat everyone the same. Mm. It's no favorites. It's not because you're the starter, I spend 2 more hours working with you, or whatever the case. Like, everyone is the same, and everyone has the opportunity to play. I don't care how good you are. If you're not doing things that we asked of you, you're not going to play. So, that's pretty much has been like my motto always. And, every guy's going to get the same treatment, even when we do drills. Just because it's the 2 guys that start, they're not the ones always doing the drill. Mm-hmm. If I need some guys to be a dummy in the drill, you could be the starter. You may be the dummy today. And that's how it's always going to be.
Obviously you come here from Oregon where you had great success, and the thing that stood out to me about your group watching last year were the takeaways. You won the Rose Bowl because you guys took the ball away from Wisconsin, and looking at this USC group, the cornerback spots, there were some really good numbers that we broke down last year. The one thing was missing, there weren't a lot of picks. How do you bring more defensive playmaking to this unit?
I think, I hate to say it like this, but players usually follow the way that their position coach is. Their position coach, like, if you do something and you make a play, but you make the play the wrong way, some guys still cheer, right? If you look at me, just because a guy makes a play, but if he makes it the wrong way,
yeah,
I don't care. It's not time to celebrate, because I know somebody else in that box, in that booth, or the next team we play, they're going to pick on that.
Yeah.
So I'm all about the correction. Like, good is never good enough for me. Great is never great enough for me. So no matter what, right, I don't care. You could have had 100 plays today, and if 99 of them were great, I'm focused on that play that wasn't. And how can we fix that? How can I continuously get you better in everything? Whether it's academics, whether it's football, whether it's life. Like, this has to be bigger than football for all of us. Football is what brings us together, but it has to be something else that keeps us together and keeps us strong. Because there's going to be times when the guys in my group hate me. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're going to walk off that field still loving me, because they know that I want the best from them.
Whole new defensive staff, obviously cleared house after the season. What's your, kind of your initial takeaways from Coach Todd Orlando's new defensive scheme, and what do you see, how do you yourself fits in that scheme?
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I love it. And because it's contagious. It's the energy. Right? So when you talk about Todd Orlando, T.O., the energy is always. Like, you may come in there at 7 a.m. and think, he's going to die down around 10. But at 10, he's just now getting going. He's already hit the second gear. And it's the same thing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The same thing just now. Before I walked over here, I passed by him at 5:50. He's the same as that guy energy-wise he was at 7:30. And it's been that day. It's been here like that every day since I've been here. And so, and that's everybody in the defensive room. So, the kids feed off of it. We get along great as a staff. And that's only going to help our players bond with us and bond with each other. And it's going to carry on to the field because, like I say, you never want to let the man next to you down.
What do you think about the group you inherited? A lot of young corners who got experience in their first years. What do you know about those guys, and how are you developing those relationships?
Definitely. Some of them I knew through recruiting. One guy, he broke my heart multiple times, but that's still my guy. It's okay. I will not going to mention the name, Chris. But,
You got him now.
Yeah, but that's, that group is very talented, right? So, they're still fairly young. So a lot of things in which I'm asking of them technically, it's like you got to continuously do it, because especially nowadays in football, you want to get the same results. So it's like, how can I keep getting the same thing out of you without making it boring and doing the same exact drill? So it's like almost you got to go step A through Z with these guys, because they don't know what they don't know. Mm-hmm. And, like last year, the things they would ask of them, to be honest, I'm not asking those things of them. I would like for it to be detail-oriented, for them to be able to get up in front of the room and even explain it and teach it to me. So, it's no there's no room for error, especially when you play that position, whether it's a pass interference or, like I say, if you're not at your best in the last play of the game, then we have issues. So it's getting them to perform.
You've gone against this wide receiver group as a coach, and what's it? You've seen those guys on the other end, and now you got to go against it in practice every day. Kerry Colbert and his guys at the wide receiver group. How's that sharpen your guys on the other side?
If you guys seen our receivers, they look like a whole group of power forwards and centers. So it's a whole bunch of freaks of nature. So I think that helps our guys a lot, because you're not going to see better than that. That's the best receiver group in the country. This is the best receiver group in the country, and every day we get a chance to an opportunity to go against that. It's only going to make us better.
Well, that is Donte Williams, our new cornerbacks coach, and talking recruiting. He's been hitting the trail and getting it started up again for the Trojans. They're taking back the West. That is the motto for this new coaching staff at USC. Thank you, Coach.